Welcome to the REALL Academy, brought to you each Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by the
Systems Doctors,
Dr. Sheikah Houston and Dr. Tammy Taylor, best-selling authors, consultants, and speakers of Create and Educate LLC. Create and Educate LLC is an educational consultant and literary firm that provides professional development to schools and community. Their goal is to transform organizations with the REALL Resilient framework used to increase their school report card grades 2 and 3 grade levels in 1 year. REALL stands for Respect, Excellence, Accountability, Literacy, and Leadership. This framework is used to coach leaders and teachers and build student efficacy while putting systems in place that aligns the work of the school improvement, making the process manageable. When the work is manageable, teachers and leaders don't stress out or burn out.
the Systems Doctors.
Alignment systems are designed to help schools evolve and grow, all while instituting protocols and processes designed to promote collaboration and collegiality. The implementation of the alignment framework prevents some of the most common problems in education, where leaders sometimes aren't sure where to start, or in our new age of educating, leaders need a trusted sounding board that allows them to be vulnerable and transparent, preventing loneliness at the top. The framework doesn't just help leaders, but also prevents teachers from burning out from too many initiatives and embracing teachers as they are the experts. Finally, the framework extends to the children, helping them get engaged in school and solving a nationwide problem. Alignment systems are frequently referred to as a key element of success in the improvement process. In the sport of rowing, all rowers must put their oars in the water succinctly, creating a system for their boat to reach maximum speed. So schools that want to improve are bringing in
The Systems Doctors
to teach them all about the alignment systems that must be in place for school improvement to be accomplished at high levels. The dynamic duo provides insights into educational topics through their international platform, which includes educators, parents, and community members as a way to support important entities that make communities thrive. This is their way to pay it forward and provide the support they needed through their platform. Take a look. People who work with the
Systems Doctors
describe them as an excellent and inspiring group of leaders. They get into the weeds of work with leaders through their TrustMate Institute that you should contact them about today by filling out the contact form on their website.
It's Super Saturday, everyone. Welcome to episode 218 of the REALL Academy, brought to you by Create and Educate with your very own Resilience Doctors. I'm Dr. Sheikah Houston, and we are tuning in all the way from Nova Scotia, Canada.
Good morning, everybody. We are up in Halifax. And as you probably can tell, we are up here talking about resilience.
Yes, and you may be wondering, not the Systems Doctors anymore. Now they're talking about resilience. So we thought the name change, Resilience Doctors, is something that really resonates with every part of our work. Systems is a part of our work, but resilience deals with every part of our work. So don't think we came up to Canada and we brand new now. They didn't change their names. We just knew that resilience fit every part of our work. So that was the reason for the name change. So if you're wondering who the Resilience Doctors are, we are definitely glad that you asked.
We are, and we are best-selling authors, speakers who transformed our schools with report card movement of 2 and 3 levels in just a single year. We are award-winning leaders We're NWEA Case Study School. We're a STEAM School of Excellence winner. We're the Palmetto Silver Award for Academic Growth winner, Local Entrepreneurs Accelerator Program Award winners, Avid MC selection, and most recently, Avid Global Achievement finalists for both the district director and elementary categories.
Absolutely. We are also senior staff developers for Create and Educate. And as co host of the Real Academy, we have impacted over 300,000 educators, one of which we actually saw last night at our event. She says she's a real fam member, and we're very appreciative of her, Jennifer Desmond. And we've also impacted about 7 million students through our free weekly live stream PD that you're tuned into right now. So we specialize in helping schools improve through our Real Resilience framework that you see behind both of our shoulders. It's connected to the Resilience series, our children's book series, and that first book should be coming out this weekend. I think the last edits have been made and it's been sent to me, and all I need to do is upload it.
Yes, we are so excited about Amir's Awakening. It is going to be absolutely incredible, and we're very excited that we have um, an actual official endorsement of the book by the one and only, the great GOAT of all things education and educational leadership, Principal Kafele, and we're so grateful for that. Speaking of Principal Kafele, happy birthday this week. We know that you're celebrating and hope that you've had an amazing birthday. We're going to share more to come about Amir's Awakening. We are, though, here with you this morning and every Saturday as a part of our live stream network, the Fantastic Four. We are so glad to be with you this morning on our sensational Saturday, Super Saturday, Sensational Sunday. And we start each Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with Principal Sean Hurd, and then yours truly in the Real Academy at 10:30. And then at 10:55, the Leaders Mentor, again, the GOAT, Principal Kafele in the um, New Principals Academy and the AP Academy. Then on Sunday, which is our Sensational Sunday, we round out with the PGP podcast with Dr. Marty Moreno and Principal Josh Tovar. So please like, share, subscribe, send stars, make comments, do all of those things that the platforms require to help us to build the algorithms that we need. So we just say please and thank you.
Absolutely. And yes, happy birthday again to Principal Kafele. I'm glad that you and the Queen were able to go from Jamaica to Las Vegas to finish out your birthday celebration. So, our real comment from episode 217, where the topic was dropped out or pushed out, our very own Real Fam member, Dr. Edwin Garcia, stated, we were talking about how when you have alternative school programs that the naming needs to be different so that it doesn't repulse or repel students and parents not to want to choose that option. So he said that yes, a name change isn't enough though. A belief change is also necessary. Students are also successful if they believe that you believe. And that is absolutely correct. And we know how much that belief is important, belief in students so that they can believe in themselves. So if you missed that episode, please catch the replay on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. We are live on all three of these platforms. And so that brings us to episode 218. What can we learn about educating students from our Canadian colleagues? So I'm going to put up the slide. If you have not heard already, we were invited by the Black Educators Association of Nova Scotia to be speakers at their conference. So that invitation landed us here. We have the red carpet has been rolled out for us. I have not seen anything like this before. We were picked up from the airport. We've been given great accommodations, taken around. It has been phenomenal. I know, Tammy, you probably want to add something to that.
Yes, just the fact that it's an incredible experience, of course, and we are very humbled to be a part of this great experience with some colleagues and friends and some of our BER family. We are elated to be up here with Dr. Melissa Chester, who's here, and who we are very grateful for allowing us even to know about the space and preparing the way for us actually to be here. And Dr. Marcus Jackson and Brother Onay, Dr. Onay Chapman is in the place with us, and we're just very excited to occupy the space. We had, as Sheikah said, we've been treated like royalty while we're here in Halifax. It's nothing like I've ever experienced either.
Absolutely. And I ditto everything Tammy said, and just want to acknowledge also Queen Jacqueline
Yes.
Harriet, Leslie,
For bringing
Darlene.
us up here, Jacqueline. Thank you.
Yes, Darlene, Deborah, everyone has just been phenomenal. So thank you all so much.
Yes, she has an incredible team. So we shout out that BEA team up here. It's amazing.
Absolutely. So that brings us to our topic where um, a part of our presentation that we're going to do in just a few hours here, made some comparisons between students and performance levels from students in South Carolina as well as here in Nova Scotia. So as you can see on the slide, about 31% of our students are of African descent in South Carolina, and here it's 4.2%. And then about 37% are at or above the reading level of proficiency in South Carolina, compared to 50%, 6% of all. And then here in Nova Scotia, that level is 55% compared to 70% of all. Tammy, did you want to look at the math?
Sure. And what we are hoping you all will see with us is how these disparities look across two nations. And we are very eager to dig into the statistics because this is an official call for a change. And as Shika was saying, when we look at the math, the statistics in our South Carolina are even more startling because only 18% of our students are at or above grade level in math out of 67% overall being proficient. And then in Nova Scotia, a little higher than the reading, 56% of the students of African descent are at or above grade level in math, while compared to 73% overall.
Yes, and then that comparison of the amount of teachers of African descent in South Carolina, the number is about 15% of the teachers, and the national average is actually 6%. And then here in Nova Scotia, it is 1% of the teachers are of African descent. So there's lots of things that can be received from that data, one thing that we did notice, and we visited the Africville Museum, is that the students here are the performance level is a little bit higher than it is in South Carolina. And I asked the question of the curator of the museum, who was actually a descendant from Africville, one of the last standing African American communities here in Nova Scotia province. And she said that the value of an education here is a little bit different than it is in some spaces where we are in the States. And so, as Dr. Edwin Garcia stated in that last episode about that belief, what children believe about education and its importance is very important. And I didn't know if you wanted to add anything to that, Tammy, before we move on.
Yeah, I think it kind of also will align to some of the things that we've heard last night when Dr. Chester was talking, and she was talking about mindsets and
Hmm.
how those changes and shifts that we're talking about have to occur, not just in micro spaces, but in a macro space as well. Those changes in mindset have to be um, individual for each child, even. But before we could even start talking about having an impact on the mindset of the children, we have to sometimes change the mindset of the teachers. We have to
Hmm.
change the mindset of the leaders. We have to change the mindset of legislators. We have to change the mindset about what our kids can do. And then looking at what we've been talking about for 5 years now, holding them accountable for those things that we know they can do. And when children are held to that regard, oftentimes they rise to the occasion to meet the standard of excellence that has been set for them. So I do think that, as you said, Shika, and it's been one of the messages that we've had in all of the work that we've done thus far, there has to be a change in the way that we approach school. And that also will help with some of that shifting in the mindsets of people.
Absolutely, Tammy. And that leads right perfectly into talking about what Dr. Kimberly McLeod talked about, who is the president of NATSV. And her message, she portrayed that video where there's two people going up the escalator breaks, and they just stop and they start calling for somebody to help them. And then
Now,
finally, yes, finally, a mechanic comes up the other escalator and he says, I'm coming to help you. And the escalator on his side breaks. And so they're all sitting there
stuck.
waiting, stuck for someone to come save them, because the mindset is when you are on an escalator, you wait for it to take you up, versus if it breaks, now we just walk up the steps.
Yeah, that
And
was
so,
powerful.
yeah, it was powerful because that mindset is the thing that really makes the shift. And
Mhm.
so until we shift our mindsets in education on how to best approach things for children, then sometimes that shift for students will not take place because they can't see the relevance. And
Mhm.
so, in trying to make them see that it is relevant, we really have to do the work to make it relevant for them and to make it mean something.
Yes, and one of the things that I thought was very powerful about that video and what she pointed out when she was talking about, remember when the guy was on his way up the other escalator to fix the one that the people were just standing on waiting.
Hmm.
He said, I can fix it for you. I got you. I can fix that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had everything he needed
Yep.
to fix it. But
Mm-hmm.
when his escalator stopped, even equipped with all those tools and having exactly what he needed to solve their problem, he couldn't even solve his own problem because once his elevator stopped, his mind didn't tell him either to just walk up the stairs. So it's very telling when you start to think about education as a whole and how we are equipped often, and we've
Mm-hmm.
equipped our staff um, with what they need for our kids to be successful, but that's not what we're seeing. And
Right.
we have to, take a minute and um, reflect on that. Like, why is this not getting us what we need? Has the escalator stopped? Because if it has stopped, now we're going to have to come up with some different strategies for solving this problem.
Absolutely. And that leads perfectly into what we're going to be talking about today, which is teaching resiliency for our students using our resilience framework. Because and basically what that lends itself to is making sure that children know who they are. And what happened on that escalator is that the people apparently either have forgotten who they were, didn't realize that they possessed the power, and the power, when you really know who you are, lies within you to do anything that you want to do. And that's what we have to make sure, that our children really know who they are and what they can do. Because when they can understand themselves and have that self awareness about themselves, that is the thing that creates that resiliency in them to make them know that they can do anything.
Yes, and I love that that's where we're going this afternoon. I think it's going to be a really powerful experience because that is something that means so much to us that we've devoted this entire first book to making sure that we are helping our children to know exactly who they are.
Mhm.
And when you have helped children to avoid the identity crisis. And we heard a lot about identity crisis so far. When we are able to help children to avoid being captured in that who am I
Mhm.
syndrome and not knowing the power that they possess just because they are who they are,
Mhm.
we are going to see that things begin to shift when children start to own who they are and appreciate the fact that I'm uniquely me.
Absolutely. And we received lots of feedback. We revealed yesterday our village essence, and everyone was able to participate in that team-based personality assessment that we have been talking about. And we created this one specifically for the Black Educators Association conference. And so the village essences were our visionaries, our connectors, our scholars, and what's the last one, Tammy?
Healers.
And our healers. And it definitely takes the entire village to make sure our children know who they are so that they can operate at their very best.
Yes, and we are elated again to be here in Halifax waiting. We're excited about the sessions this morning. I know Dr. Jackson is going to be on a panel
Hmm.
sometime this morning. Dr. Chapman is coming with fire, I'm sure, at
Yes,
some point this morning. And we're up after lunch. So we are, again, really, really excited about being a part of this experience and look forward to being able to share with you guys how it all went this afternoon.
Absolutely. So thank you all for tuning in. We have been learning so much from all of our colleagues, and we know that today will be a continuation of that. Thank you all for joining us. Please join Principal Kafele next. I know that he will have some a phenomenal guest on with him. I don't think it's solo this week. And also on Sensational Sunday, join Josh and Dr. Madi Moreno. But thank you all for being here this Saturday, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Happy Saturday, y'all.